Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership 2018 summer season Masters League going on. And once again, I'm your host, Wagish Gotslebhan, and all of this has been brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and of course, presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL, for the point of matter. Now, heading on from Clash Royale to now 5v5 heavy gun and grenade action.
In the words of Gautam, right? Clash Royale is a piece of shit. And
right.
now we're gonna get into the proper game. Actually, this thing.
He's right.
No, he said CS is a piece of shit.
He's
so I
right.
was saying, yeah.
He's right.
I'm saying Clash Royale is a piece of shit.
I'm agreeing with Gautam.
Okay, you can. I'll tell you why you agree with him as well, and I'm gonna call out Gautam Virkaholic Virk on this as well. It's because you guys don't have the skill to compete.
No, it's because
in
of the fact that
you want to play mobile games because you just can't compete
not
at the
really,
level
not really.
with a keyboard and a mouse. Your hand-eye coordination is terrible.
Sure.
So stick to Clash Royale, yeah.
I don't play Clash Royale either. So
Good
let me give you my grudges against Counter-Strike Global Offensive. For that one, I'm into the game of Counter-Strike itself. Sure, it's a good game. It's a good video game. That's where it starts and ends for me. It's nothing when it compares to you handling a real gun. It's nothing compared to kind of training. Trust me, when the 9/11 issue happened,
so that's
these
fine.
guys said these guys trained in a flight simulator. Now, if you go back to the good old days of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the insides of a Boeing 737 are impeccably same. But guess what? The recoil of AK-47 is not at all similar to what you will face in real life. So trust me, buddy.
Did you experience an AK-47 in Kashmir?
No, but I have actually handled a lot of weaponry. I was an NCC C-Class Division Certificate holder.
We're not allowed to speak about weaponry on YouTube, by the way, according to the terms and conditions. Just saying.
Perfectly fine.
Nope.
Perfectly fine.
Nope.
National Cadet Corps. I'm doing it for your safety, man. But moving on,
This game, yes.
Yes.
Actually, before that also, I do want to shout out, like after making fun of Gautam, I also want to say I love these headphones and I love the sound quality. And finally, thank you, Gautam, for these amazing studio headphones.
Money on this.
No, so they had actually spent the money on this a couple of months ago, but they didn't find the correct converters and connectors to get these running.
Oh, that delay? Oh, for that delay, we'll have to call out
our studio manager, right?
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Saik, aka Jerry Ahmed, the guy who will just sit here in front of a camera and still see Instagram and not see what's in front of him.
Yeah.
So moving on. All right. So also, I've been informed by my production that he's the only guy who will support Portal Esports. And guess what? We have a match between Portal Esports and SRA. And guess
Slaughter
what?
Rage
Army. Portal Esports with the Slaughter Rage Army. Saik, Jerry Ahmed, you must feel home. You must feel at home. But let's quickly take a look at the first team here, Portal Esports. Oh, buddy. Portal Esports from our neighboring country, Pakistan. And I don't know essentially where in Pakistan they're from, so I'm going to presume they're from Lahore.
There are more than one
or
city.
Islamabad.
Or Islamabad. Like, yeah, talking about Portal Esports, right? The first time we saw them against Invictus, unfortunately, that game has been rescheduled since we saw them. I'd said it back then as well when I was in Brutality, when I was playing against them. They're a really strong lineup. And yesterday, they actually made really quick work of Wackband. They won 16-6 against them. And I don't recall what map it was on. I could probably check, actually. But yeah, like Portal Esports made really quick work of Wackband. It was on Mirage, actually. So yeah, I mean, they're proving what I said about them, that they're a really formidable team. And I think some of the Indian teams should fear them, to be honest. I still think Entity and 2EZ are definitely better than Portal Esports, but I think Invictus and AT Gaming definitely have to watch out, because that third and fourth slot, right? I think this is going to end with Entity and 2EZ in the top 2 spots.
But the
fourth spot, though,
I love the fact that you
open.
brought this point to light, Adi. But it's the same old problem. I mean, it's how sports and not just esports in general, sports in general works. I think last year also we had two Pakistani teams and their own government denied them their visas. So, I mean, sure, it's a great thing to see such solidarity coming in from our neighbors in such tumultuous times. But again, like, sure, you can get a third and fourth position, but if you like your visa,
I'm not even sure how I'm going to send their prize money to them.
Yeah, I mean, sure, for all we know, you will have like CBI or ATL at doorstep. So tell me, Mr. Shah, you sent like some amount of money to this group of five people.
And then I have to explain to them that this is counter-terrorism and terrorism, but virtual. It'll be really interesting.
If their officials go to their house, all they'll hear is like AK-47 sounds like, okay, then this has escalated.
Could you imagine like somebody like CBI knocking down your door, right? Or SWAT, like how it's happened, like how Twitch streamers have got swatted,
yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure it'll happen.
Can you imagine somebody kicking down the door and they'll be like, "Kya kar raha hai? Use that op! AK se maar!" and like that's as soon as and maybe somebody's playing on speaker and it's like bomb has been planted. Bomb has been planted, right? Like it would be pretty hilarious. But yeah, like I think our studio manager, right, Saik, is actually going to be really confused who to support right now because the other team, SRA, is actually from
Hyderabad.
What? No, they're from what? Are they?
No, I'm just kidding with you, man. I'm kidding with you.
Actually, no. Some of them are from Kolkata, and two of them are actually from Gulbarga. So yeah, near Hyderabad. You were almost right, but yeah, some of them are from Kolkata. So he's gonna be hard pressed.
No, I'm pretty
to find
sure he's
somebody
gonna go
to
for Portal Esports. He's got nothing left in West Bengal because I believe West Bengal. When you talk about Kolkata, it's predominantly called. I think it's called Dhokas or what they call the refugees who come in from the other side of the then East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, who apparently has a better election commission and election system in comparison to our own country.
I don't think anyone's interested. I think what we're interested in is seeing SRA.
Let's put it on. SRA. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed by Aditya Adi Shah
that I do not want to bring that up. Is what I have informed you.
Okay, fine. We'll not bring it up. We'll not bring it up. But we can give you a little bit of gossip that it's got a lot to do
some things happened in the Edge tournament in
Kolkata. A lot of...
That's all. I think you should just Google it and figure it out.
I'm pretty sure it won't be there on Google.
Well, fine. Go to facebook.com and find /CSGO India.
Or better still, just know these two names, Guru and Proud.
Yeah.
And then
or maybe just ask somebody in chat.
Yeah, just ask somebody in chat. I think what's his name? I forgot our league. Anuj Bhutani. If anybody is like friends with Anuj Bhutani, ask him. He'll have the gossip.
Anyways, talking about SRA, right? Talking about Slaughter Rage Army. Just a little bit of their earlier results, right? They beat Wakban 16-13 on, I think it was Inferno at the time. And this tournament, they've also won against War 16-11. But they have lost to Intensity Pune 5 16-12. And yeah, I think, didn't they not play Wakban? No, they haven't played Wakban. Oh no, they did play Wakban. Sorry, that's the first thing I said. 16-13. So it's going to be really close, I think, this game between Portal Esports and SRA because, yeah, I mean, looking at how quick Portal Esports dealt with Wakban, right? I think SRA with Guru and Negative and Macho, they have a decent team. Guru is definitely a decent player, but the emotions do get the better of him sometimes, and it depends how they're gonna perform, how he's gonna perform on the day. And yeah, I mean that's about it. Like,
well, that's predominantly what we know about the teams. In fact, let's quickly head off into the map pick and veto and see what's in store for us there, because that's going to decide how the game will progress. In fact, we see Inferno again.
Hey, it's ended up on Inferno.
Yay!
I think so. Like, I mean, I do still like the fact that we are playing Inferno a lot more than Mirages and Caches and whatnot, because at least it's a little more tactical, this map. So I'm actually not at all surprised. I know Portal Esports likes Inferno, and I am a little bit surprised that SRA actually didn't ban that out and push towards Mirage or something. But they probably did ban Mirage as a respect ban after looking at the result from yesterday. That is, VACBAN being completely annihilated by Portal Esports 16-6 on that map. So I think that's why that last ban is sort of a respect ban. And hence I think they've forced Inferno, and I know that SRA and a lot of the Kolkata teams actually like playing CobbleStone, so I think that Portal Esports has actually dodged the bullet there with the ban on Cobble, and make sure that they're picking Inferno.
Alrighty then, so I'm pretty sure that sets the game for us. Adi, you want to add anything else before we head off into the game?
So not really. I mean, the thing is, this is going to be an interesting game, right? If you're asking for my predictions, it's going to be close. I think, like I said, it depends on how much Guru shows up, on how much of Guru shows up, as in like which Guru shows up again. It's sort of like akin to Brutality from last season, right? It's like, what side of the bed did they get up on? Do they want to be world beaters, or do they want to just like step aside? I think that if Negative and Guru have a good game, I think it'll be close. But I still think Portal Esports will take this very close again, like 16-10, 11, anywhere between 16-11 to 16-13. So
you're backing Portal?
Yeah, I would be backing Portal.
So basically supporting Psych?
Yes, I mean, like, it's okay. I have no animosity towards Pakistan and their people. So...
One second. Hold the hand. Hold the hand. 1 second. Hold the hand.
This is weird.
No, you hold the hand. There's a reason for it. Hold the hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need from our country. World peace through guns and AK-47s. In virtual
fighting
reality.
for world peace through through the love of Counter-Strike. Right. It makes sense.
All right. So I think it's about time we head off into the game and see what's in store for us.
Apparently not. Production just told us the game isn't
okay
ready
then. So let's talk about guns and grenades, because
virtual guns and virtual grenades, I should say. For disclaimer purposes, virtual guns, virtual grenades, virtual everything.
But they're still guns.
The only physical thing here are fist fights that happen outside tournaments.
Oh yeah, let's get to that now.
Yeah,
fist fights outside.
Yeah, apparently Guru and Proud had a falling
altercation.
Altercation, right? Outside during the Edge tournament. I heard that Proud threw the aforementioned Guru into a wall.
A wall?
Yes, and in no way are we condoning this sort of behavior, by the way. This is absolutely unacceptable, and both the players have been warned that this, and considering it wasn't in the Premiership, I can't really warn them for their behavior technically, but this sort of behavior will not be acceptable during an ESL India Premiership game. That's about it. Like,
alrighty then.
I do want to say, like,
so that's predominantly the situation there. We'll head off into a short break while the players ready themselves up. When we come back with CSGO.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrade easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership. The summer season is well underway, and we are in the Masters division. Today's game is going to be played between Portal Esports and Slaughter Rage Army. And with me, as always, is the ever gorgeous, ever eloquent, and ever the smooth talker, Mr. Mamba SR. Sar, take it away, Sar.
Thank you, Sar. I really need to brush up on my vocabulary with the words that I use. Even though they were fairly simple, I understood all of them, but took quite a while for me to pick up on them. But getting back to it, Slaughter Rage Army delaying the match by 15 minutes, which is kind of unprofessional because of the fact that they knew they had a match at 7, and then at the last moment you can't walk up to us and say that, you know, we don't have a slot in the cafe. So that's something they should have figured out early on. But nonetheless, we do apologize for the delay to the viewers. And now, well, there is going to be the knife round underway, and what I'm really looking forward to is how Portal Esports is going to actually play this matchup, because SRA is I haven't really seen them play, to be very honest. I haven't seen a lot of players. I've only seen Macho play ever, and I think I've seen MJR as well play a few matches, but other than that I have absolutely no clue who these guys are. So Fair, if you know them, walk me through them, please.
Well, I mean, you know the guys from PES, right? Now they've just moved, like, stamped their seal of authority. They've been very good in the few games that I've watched them play. Over on the other side, Slaughter Rage Army, you have Macho, Negative, Guru, Aflex, and Major, or MJR. Now, these guys recently in January at the IGS, while ESL had their own show match tournament, there was a Gigabyte tournament that was being organized, and SRA won that. It was being held right on our left. It was held right at the left of the stage that we were casting, and they're a pretty good team. They did fairly well at the Taiwan Excellence Cup that Adi and I cast back in October, if I'm not mistaken, in Mumbai. So they're a pretty formidable team. I just feel bad that the 5-7 has now been nerfed to hell, because that was Guru's best weapon after the AWP. He got more kills with the 5-7 than the M4 in that tournament, and that is saying something.
Well, that sure does say something. And you know, when you have your back up against the wall, it was a weapon that, you know, gets you out of those sticky situations. But nonetheless, PES is going to start up on the CD side, and I really need to start making the Pro Evolution Soccer joke, because I am someday going to say it on the stream. But nonetheless, Criminal is going to have the smoke and the diffuse kit to work with. And on the terrace side, it is going to be interesting to see how it actually pans out. We have HSB pushing up mid, and Guru is going to get spotted, almost being taken down as well. And HSB whiffing a few shots, you know, being a little too ecstatic right there. But Trans is going to spot the first, against the headshot. It's going to fall back. Negative is going to get taken down. Flex pushing up as well. Well, he's going to find the refrag onto Trans, and that is going to equalize the situation. But Faint with the fade away headshot onto Afflex. Going to get the second guy as well. The flashbang is going to come up. Major is going to be surrounding 100 points. Well, Guru on 30, and Major being spotted right. They're not being taken down. And Guru playing to the back end. Could have been the bait, but nonetheless, Major is going to find those openings to work with, and Guru again on 10 points so far. There's going to be HSB being around the corner and find the first frag. HSB is going to get taken down actually, and Macho find the frag on the Criminal. Is going to be Poke Monster in a 1v2. Can he pull this off? Nope, that is not going to happen. Major with a 3k in this round is going to actually pull the first round off for SRA.
I mean, good start for PES with those 2 quick kills, but then SRA dug deep, you know, got trenched in and pulled the round back. Good for them. They've won the pistol. But so far, PES have lost most of their pistols in the tournament. And it seems one player has timed out. This is the team from Pakistan, and they have very poor routing to Indian servers, unfortunately. But the rules of the tournament are clear. You have to play on Indian servers. So knowing that you enter tournament, you have to play by the rules of the tournament. And hopefully we do get to see, I think it's Pokemon, and Pokemon, or Pokemonster as he's calling himself now. And trust me guys, he is a monster. The way he's been playing, he has been an absolute phenomenon in games. And I hope he's back soon, because, well, Portal will need his sheer raw firepower. And like I was just saying, SRA and most Indian teams in general seem to be struggling a lot with these anti-force buys, or the armor pistols, some utility and some pistols, or even upgraded pistols they seem to be struggling with. And it primarily comes down to the fact that teams are going for the early rifle buys and are not investing utility. But doesn't seem to be the problem or the case right now with SRA. They have 3 players with almost a full kitty of nades. Guru still deciding on what to buy up. Flex is the only one who's gone for the armor AK-47, just naked. Nothing else but just the 7.62 bullets from hell. Let's see. Let's see if SRA can clinch this round and clinch it cleanly, because that is also important towards building your economy. The T-side economy also a bit more forgiving as compared to the CT side economy. So you'd want to get off to a flying start and have some money in the bank early game.
Well, that is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And Pokemonster, by the way, and also, even though these guys have bad ping to and bad routing to the Indian servers, and we're gonna see a knife coming in from Pokemonster. Criminal is gonna get taken down to 39 points of health, and this was, fairly sure that it was unintentional because he probably has been playing a lot of pugs, and in pugs the friendly fire is off, so you sort of build up these habits, and this is exactly what happened. But nonetheless, it is going to be HSB trying to find that early opening. Good is going to get spotted, almost being taken down right there, and HSB is going to get naded to 27, actually 14 points of health. It is Guru who's surviving on 27 points. I'm sorry, I'm just a little sleepy right now. But well, March is going to be inside Banana, all alone, a 1v3 actually, because there are 3 guys towards Banana. It's going to be Pokemonster falling back and not want to take that AK-47 head on because he realizes that it's not going to be his fight if he tries to pick that. But, well, the T side is taking things fairly slowly. Criminal is on 39 points of health, HSB on 14, and they are going to try and take the mid control and going towards a shot. It's going to be Trans with the UMP-45, trying to find the first frag. It's going to get taken down. Major almost being taken down, though. Find the frag with the Mac-10. And Fane getting 2 frags at the season 5. This is going to be fairly interesting. Fane trying to go in for the third one as well. Does not have enough bullets to work. Only has 8 bullets to work with. He's going to get taken down though. HSB on 14 points with a deagle to work with. Negative. It's just going to be waiting out. Criminal pushing the smoke. This is going to be interesting. Is he going to get spotted? Maybe not. He's still going to find the first one. Can get the second. Nope. That is not going to happen. It's going to be HSB and Pokey in a 2v2. On 14 points of health, not really having a lot of things to work with, but Pokemonster could actually go huge right now and hold this angle off. He's going to be in a 1v2, actually, and he's going to find the first flag onto Afflex. The C4 is going to go down. The information is going to get passed to his teammate, and he's going to fall back playing the most perfect counter-strike you can ever do. And got the first flag, got the information, has fallen back to the site. And negative, has he spotted him or has he not? He's going to spot him and will not find the frag. All in Pokemonster going God mode right then, getting both the frags with the season 5 and playing it to perfection and getting the round for PES.
And yet again, Mamba, yet again we're witnessing the complete collapse of a team playing against just pistols. What is it with Indian teams and anti-ecos? It's just how bad or how difficult is it to use your utility properly and go for... I don't get it. Why is it so hard? It's like we have an unconventionally high win rate for just pistols, and that too after Criminal got knifed to like, what, 39 HP at the very outset. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, that's true, and I don't know why. I think it's just the attitude that the Indian teams carry for anti-egos, and Trans is going to find the first headshot onto Macho. He's going to find the frag, and Macho not really having head armor to work with is going to get taken. Anyway, it was an AK-47, would have been a one-tap headshot nonetheless. But the flashbang blinding everyone towards mid, and the other 2 guys inside the apartments are going to be falling back as well. And it looks like it is going to be Major and Guru going in towards Banana, trying to find some sort of information, gain some sort of map control. And Pokemonster has a decoy right below him. This is, I am not quite sure if it serves a purpose or it was just there for the laughs and giggles. But, well, Poke is going to be standing out there. A fairly decent crossfire, and Criminal having the UMP-45 to work with as well. So this is going to look like a slaughter if the T's just walking over there and this, well, falling down at the most perfect time possible. The flashbang is going to go out and so blinding everyone. Gets the first frag. Criminal almost being taken down by his own teammate right there, but Major is going to find the second frag as well. Pokemonster running out of bullets. This is really, really unfortunate. He's going to pick up the C4 as well. 37 seconds on the clock to work with. 29 points of health. The smoke is fading away towards the CD base, and he will have to pick that fight. I'm not... Ooh, okay. He's just going to walk across the corner behind the fountain with the C4 in his hands, being a little too ballsy right there. He's going to try and gain the... Well, it's called... I forgot what it's called. He's going to get taken down by Feint. And... Coffins. What's this area called behind Coffins? How can I forget this? Construction. Oh,
you need to play a little bit more now. Little bit more. Maybe after your exams. I'm hoping to see you back in the servers, pugging your heart out.
I wish. I've played like 5 pucks in the last month probably.
That's still more than me.
Well, I apologize for the brain freeze right there. Constructions is what I was missing out on. This is me after having 3,000 hours in the game and playing a lot of Inferno, and somehow I missed out on it. But nonetheless, the Cherry side will have to go in for a complete eco. They did get the bomb down. That means that's going to be an added $800 bonus for them. And the CG is having everything to work with. HSB is just going to have very casual spray down. Major and Guru being taken down. He's going to find 2 more frags. HSB. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even call him a monster at this point. He's just having fun and playing around with the terrorist set. He's playing them like a piano right now. He's still going to wait, trying to go in for that ace. Is he going to find it though? That is going to be the question. Afflex is not going to push out, trying to deny him the ace. He's going to fall back, not having anything else to work with except for the CZ75. Does not even have Kevlar. You think HSB is going to be able to find this ace?
I don't know. Like, Pokemon is closing in. He's getting pincered here. A flex. He needs to, if he wants to deny the ace, he needs to go out the other way where HSB got those kills. But he's pretty surrounded. Like, आप घिर चुके हैं, कृपया अपने हथियार डाल दीजिए और हाथ ऊपर करके आ जाइए क्योंकि HSB को अपना ace चाहिए, and HSB is just around the corner. And nope. A flex is like, no son, no eco ace for you. They know exactly where a flex is. He should not be allowed to save this gun and feint. Well, he's gonna find the final frag. And unfortunately, they will lose a rifle there. HSB getting a bit too overzealous, handing his life on a platter, and having to part with the AK-47. Always the best. It is the best rifle in the game, the AK. And as a CT side, you don't really ever want to give it up if you have, it in your possession. All right. Timeout for SRA. I mean, it's a good timeout to call at this point because it is going to be their first gun round. So, first proper gun round. And they can actually talk things through, how they'd want to approach it. They know that PEZ has a very good economy, a very strong economy. That means every player is going to have full nades, rifles across the board. Yes, Feint still deciding to continue with the UMP. It's a very viable gun at medium to close ranges. So, yeah, a timeout. Good call at this point. Just get your head back into the game, talk it out, just decide what you want to do, and then try your best to execute it.
Well, that's true, and fairly decent time as well to try and go in for the timeout because they have the buy round coming up. So this is going to be interesting to see if it is actually going to work out for them or not. Looking at the resources, they do have a lot of smokes to work with, not a lot of Molotov. So the map control, if they try and go in for the early map control, this is going to be fairly difficult. And on the other hand, on the CT side, they do realize the importance of Molotovs, especially on Inferno, to get those, to block those choke points. So they have everything to work with. 3 Molotovs already being used up. 3 incendiaries towards Banana, and one of them. Alright, so I don't see the point of this Molotov. If you're not going to be pushing in towards Banana, why do you want to give up that Molotov towards cover? Major is going to find the first one. Afflex can find the second frag as well, and Feint throwing in the smoke. We'll try and, hold the gun out at least if possible, but I'm not quite sure at this point what he's trying to do. He's going to pick up the AK-47, stand through the smoke. Will not find anything or anyone. And on the CT side, we have HSB playing A-shot pretty aggressive right now. And he's going to be falling back. The smoke is going to fade away. And he's going to find the frag on to Major with the nade coming up. So the smoke coming in towards the A-bomb side. And negative almost being taken out. HSB a little unlucky. And, well, what is even happening? This should not have happened.
It's like a corpse field. It's just like an open grave. 4 bodies just lying spread eagled by car. That was the CTs getting a bit too overzealous at Banana. So if you notice, Mamba, what Portal Esports love doing is the classic way of taking Banana control. And this was something that was done by Fnatic back in the old days, of 1.6 days rather, when they'd put 3 men in Banana early round to just chuck nades and aggressively take Banana control. And then one of them would fall back towards arches and just play passively from there and play the rotation, play the rotator. Unfortunately, right, the previous round, PEZ just got a bit too cocky in my opinion and just went in peeking one by one, and they're doing it again. They're just handing their lives out on a platter. That's 1 rifle taken out of the equation. HSB with the Swag 7 is going to be playing side halls, and he can catch negative off guard. Nope, he can't. He's dead. He's 6 feet under. Yeah.
Talking about Counter-Strike 1.6 and Fnatic, though, one of the most iconic plays on Inferno, that's something they started off with, by the way. But nonetheless, I'm actually going to get back to the game for now because Chance got the first rag. The flashbang is going to delay the push even more. Trying to get the second one as well is not going to be able to do that. The M4 is not going to allow that headshot. And well, 2 guys on 22 points of health, actually 10 points and 22 points of health respectively. And I'm actually going to die casting this matchup for some reason. I have this feeling. But Criminal is going to be on the retake along with Feint. Can they pull this off? This is going to be the question. The smoke, the Molotov is actually going to get thrown out. The smoke could probably get used as well. But he's just going to wait it out, expecting a push from the A-bomb side. And Feint holding that angle behind the smoke. Information has been communicated. And Major is going to get taken out. Affleck and Guru is actually going to find the refrag onto Criminal. And that is going to be the equalizer coming up for the terrorist side. So the thing that I was mentioning, Counter-Strike 1.6 and Fnatic, one of the most iconic plays, and one of the trends they said on Inferno was that 5-man mid push in the first round itself. One guy, watching the cross, he used to play on the left wall near the boilers. and make sure that no one pushes mid, and 4 guys would push out mid on the CT side in the first round itself, and that was something that was pretty brilliant at that time because no one really had the balls to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Fnatic, NIP, the old guard, 1.6 guys. Oh, okay, as I say that, Macho just deletes Pokemonster from the server, getting Kobe'd into the next map almost. And now it's a 4v5, and Trans has taken a lot of damage. Negative will find that kill. This is not looking good for PES. And finally, SRA. Okay, that's a horrible CT smoke, but can Feint abuse it is the question. Spots out Macho's elbow, but it looks like they're going to be falling back towards the A-bomb. So there's still no commitment here from SRA. They're playing the right way. They're just sending in decoys and or just scouts to see if there's a stack, if there are players that can be, taken down. And Feint, okay, missing every shot in that P250 clip, and Macho's not going to be returning the favor. Decisive shooting from him, and SRA inch into the lead, 1 round lead, 4-3. Going into the 8th round, PES will finally have their buy, although it's going to be a slightly neutered buy in terms of the utility. And I don't think they can afford kits at the moment. No, 0 kits. So PES have to be really decisive in this round. They cannot let the bomb go down, and if it does, that retake has to be on the double. They cannot dilly-dally, can't waste time because there's no kits on the CT squad. They've switched it up.
That's true, and one of the other things that I have been feeling for PES right now is I feel they don't seem rusty, but they just seem a little too careless, because the first match that we saw, right, they were playing absolutely brilliant Counter-Strike. That was on the same map as well, and today they just seem to be making a few mistakes that they're not usually known for making. It's a little uncharacteristic of them to play like this, but they are still getting the amount of rounds they need. But I mean, 3-4 is not a decent score, and on the CT side on Inferno, even though the newer changes have made it a little more easier for the Terry side to try and gain banana control, especially making that banana area wider. But this is still a little upsetting from PES. But the smokes are going to be coming in towards the B-bomb side, and the C4 is actually going to fall back and make its way towards the A-bomb side. Now this is going to be interesting. Macho not being able to find any frags at all. The rotation is going to be coming in as well. The flashbang is being primed up. HSB in a very crucial spot, and I think they are wasting a lot of time. The smoke is going to go out as well, and the rotation coming in towards the arch area. And HSB, oh, negative, not even spotting him for straight 2 seconds, and Trans getting the first and trying to get the second as well. Is going to spot him, is going to get taken down. We have Feint getting 1 frag, is going to get refragged really quickly, and it's going to be Affleck all alone in a 1v2. Can he pull this off? So this is going to be the question. The Molotov is going to get thrown out so he does not get backstabbed. The bomb is going to get planted as well, and the CT's taking things really slowly. They only have a smoke to work with. Affleck does not have any sort of resources. It's going to jump down inside the pit. Now this is going to be extremely difficult fit.
I mean, yeah, Flex is in a good position to isolate 2 1v1s, but the question is, and hopefully the players from PES don't line up. And the fact of the matter is, Pokemonster, he's got to be the one to take the duel early on. He's the one with the HP, and Pokemonster does get the frag, and there's ample time on the clock to get the defuse in as well. PES barely managing to pull that round back by the skin of their teeth. They lost a couple of players there towards the A-bomb side, even though they had the man advantage going in. And, well, now they're in a bit of an economic bind. 3 players died, and they were on a very light buy. So 2 people are going to be having a good set of utility, but it's still going to be a very dicey round for them. They have to win this round, otherwise they're going to get hard reset. And believe you me when I say this, no CT side on any map wants to be playing on a hard reset round. Although, yes, SRA have shown vulnerabilities when it comes to facing the armor pistol buy, but I don't think they're going to mess up twice in the same game. They're not that kind of team. They're far more consistent, and they've been putting in the R's as well. Some early mid aggression, and that one nade. Again, the Guru feeling the brunt of that HE nade. Down he goes, 4v5. Alright, PES, it's your round to lose from this point onwards.
Well, that has been the case in this entire matchup. PES has been losing rounds they should not have lost, and they have been winning rounds they should not have won. For example, the last one, I actually felt that SRA could have pulled that round off, but Trans played it to perfection, wasted a lot of time. Feint got that frag as well, which delayed the push even more and reduced it to a 1v2. Now that is the reason why PES could actually pull the round off, and should not have been the case, but they still did, and the scoreline has equalized at 4-4. It is going to be HSB waiting it out along with Feint, who's going to be towards Arches inside the connector. And a fairly slow round coming out. Again, we have 2 guys towards Banana, and they're not making the CTs use their resources. They're not trying to do anything, and they don't even have resources to work with. As a matter of fact, Major though has a smoke and a Molotov, and why would he not use that? This is something that I cannot understand. This is not the Counter-Strike I'm used to seeing and used to watching and used to playing. So kind of confusing for me, to be honest. The utility not being used out. The Molotov is finally going to get thrown out towards Dark, and it is going to be Criminal along with his team and waiting it out, trying to get the first one. Is going to be able to get that. Affleck just waiting it out. Is going to find the frag on the Pokemon Monster though, and Criminal is going to get the C4. Can he get the second as well? Macho is going to be in a 1v3 and not checking the angles and not checking the guy that got killed. Going in for the C4 is not going to be the best option, and HSB not peeking out, waiting it out for his teammate. Get the information as well. Now they can go in for the double peek, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Macho hiding behind the pillar in a 2v1. This is going to be extremely difficult. He's going to get destroyed right there by Trans, and that is going to be the 5th round coming up for PS.
Well, again, 2 players left alive, but I mean, at least they're still putting rounds on the board. The AWP does get retrieved by Trans. That means either Criminal or HSB can actually wield that, and they're both fairly competent oppers on PES, on the PES side. The thing is, right about now, is that both teams economically are hurting. SRA, they've lost 2 rounds in a row. They can go, even if they lose this, they can go for a bye in the next round. And on the flip side, PES, they're still, their money is just wrecked. They have, what, 3 digits on, yeah, all players except the final 2. So they have to make sure that they don't do, yeah, exactly. Major picking up that opening kill on a Trans is going to be huge for the terrorists. Because as we've seen, once PES does go a man down, they have this tendency to keep taking the fights immediately. Not waiting it out and making mid-round plays, but taking the fights immediately. You don't need to do that. Lull your opponents into a false sense of security, because it does tend to happen. You have the man advantage, you let your guard down even for a second. That's when you pounce, and HSB spotting out a Flex, that pixel angle, and doing a metric ton of damage. A Flex down to 18 health, but he's still alive. That means he can still contribute to the round, so he needs to be careful. And so does PES. They don't want to get carried away. A 3-man stack towards the A-bomb site looks to be the right call as the way the round's unfolding, but it seems like SRA might be rotating towards B because of the information that's being gathered by Negative right now. But Criminal with the AWP, he doesn't miss many, and he'll definitely not miss that one. Negative is down for the count.
And this is going to be interesting to see, but Criminal has to hold that angle off, has to channelize it. Is his inner 2K. Gets the first one, gets a headshot onto African. Well, actually gets a second frag as well, leaving me speechless right there. Guru is going to get taken down as well, and Criminal just waiting it out, trying to get the third one as well. Is going to hide behind the pillar. Not realizing on one of the guys that's actually crossing, getting 3 frags right there. So did channelize this in a 2v with, with a similar angle and a similar gun. So it is going to be Macho in a 1v3, and I'm actually going to explain after this round why I asked for him to channelize this 2v, but gets the first one, can get the second as well. He is going to make his way towards the bomb site, does not have the D4, and oh, look at that. Fane is going to go down as well. It is going to be HSB in a 1v1 if he pulls this off. This is going to be one incredible round. Already has 3 frags to work with. HSB, I think he has been hurt as well. He did make a footstep, and this is going to be extremely difficult for him. Macho is just going to hold that angle off HSB. He's got him off. He's going to find the headshot on him though. Crosser placement on point. That was so beautiful from HSB. Right, so the reason why I asked for the Oppa to channelize this in S2E2K is because of the last major. It was Stewie on the last round when he pushed it to overtime. He was in a, well, virtually a 1v3, holding off the entire bomb site by himself, having an op in a very similar situation. So, well, that is the reason why I said that. But nonetheless, moving on, it is going to be the 11th round coming up. The scoreline is 6-10 in the favor of the CD set. They have an op onto Criminal, and on the Terror side, we have 5 AK-47s, and Major is not going to have any sort of resources or even head armor, as a matter of fact, to work with. So this is going to be interesting. They do not have a lot of Molotovs, but do have enough smokes to work with, and the CDs have pretty much used up all of the resources. Now this is going to be interesting if the Terror side can drain out the resources again, because they do have quite a few of them. And we actually have Major being taken down to 24 points of well, and this looks like a really slow round which is going to come up. They do not have any sort of map control, and look at this double peek. Oh my god, this is actually pretty brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah, this is the G2 setup towards Palace. It's Kenny S and Body who do this usually, and that's precisely why. One will start pre-firing, the other guy peeks at an HSB and Trans. They're doing a good job cleaning up this A attack. And now Trans playing from balcony will get one. Can he get the second? Nope, but that should fall to Feint. Feint should be the one getting a flex. No, he does not. They just keep dying here, PES, and keep putting their economy under undue stress and pressure. And the flex retrieves the bomb, should get the bomb down, which is going to allow them yet another bye in the next round. SRA at this point aren't worried. If they get the bomb down, they will be getting a bye, but the point is they're not getting enough rounds on the board. They need to start putting rounds on the board and not just doing economic damage to Portal Esports. And yes, you've kept Portal's economy honest. They still are hurting and hurting pretty badly for the money and to go in consistently with the buys round after round. The fact is, it doesn't the board. PES now with a 3-round lead, and it doesn't look like, you know, somehow or another they're always going to they're always managing to pull the round out of the bag, and they're not really giving much room to SRA to abuse the economic advantage that they have as the T side. This round, however, they are going to go in with a pretty neutered buy, SRA not having, you know, at their disposal the full kitty of nades, but guess what? Neither do PES. And it's all coming down to the aim duels, and somehow, even with their ping disadvantage, PES, they're pulling out on top. And that's just gonna increase my excitement of getting the chance to see these guys on LAN, because I feel personally that these guys can actually challenge on LAN. These guys have it in them. They're a very good team, very crisp aimers, and of sound game sense as well, the guys from Portal Esports. And hopefully, this time around in Mumbai, we get to see them on LAN.
Well, hopefully, because it's going to be a fairly long process, because they are from our neighboring country, and the visa process itself is going to be fairly big of an issue. But nonetheless, Feint is going to make his way towards Library. It's going to fall back, surviving on 19 points of health, and no one on either of the sides has been taken down. Feint almost being taken down by the nade, but the Molotov is going to be coming in, will not allow him to push up. It is going to be HSB, whose head might have just been visible, but he's going to crouch down, and Major is not going to have a clue where HSB is going to be. So he gets the first one, gets the second as well. Trans is not going to be able to get the refrag going in for his team. It is still going to be a 2v4 in the favor of the Terry set. They have the control of the A-bomb set, and the CTs have decided to save things up. And it is going to be Pokey who's going to try and get some sort of exit frags and, you know, make the CT base his fortress so that Criminal does not get backstabbed. And Criminal is going to be watching Banana. So this is going to be an easy peasy round for SRA. And really two good entries coming from Major. Again, the first frag onto HSB, and the second one onto Trans. And kind of surprised at the fact that Trans could not get the refrag going in. But Pokey is going to be surviving on 7 points, and he's probably going to get taken down. Too many angles for him to hold. And Afflex is going to peek around the corner. Will get taken down. This is... Ooh, okay, well, that is going to happen, and Criminal has already made his way towards the T-base. So he's going to be able to salvage that up for the next round.
It was very important that Pokemon didn't go for that fight and actually held on to that AK-47. I mean, yes, he did do some economic damage. 2 players lost there for SRA, but they can easily rebuy. They have 3 rifles surviving and a round win. And Tess, yeah, they have to go for that force buy, primarily because they have no other options. And the thing is that there's not that many rounds left in the first half that can actually allow them to build up their economy once again. They really need to go for this force buy, and to make it count, they need to win it. And that's going to be very, very difficult, because so far they have been consistently losing players even with the full buys, the rifles, the utility. And Criminal needs to be even more careful, catching a bit of shrapnel from the spam, but he's going to go aggro towards side halls, and Negative is just going to obliterate him from the server. Major's going to follow that up with the kill onto Trans, and now Feint is going to be the next up on the chopping block. Will Negative continue his reign of terror? Feint, realizing that there's 2 or more players there, falls back, turns his sights over towards Major, gets the kill, gets stuck on the scaffolding, but somehow manages to make his way towards safety. Got a flash primed and ready for the peak. Not going to catch anybody, but now they know he's playing on Motorbox. The Guru will come turning around the corner, gets the kill, and HSB is just going to beat a hasty retreat. He's put on his Air Jordans, and he's not having any of that. But the fact of the matter is, the rest of the entire T side is making its way towards B, where HSB thought he'd be able to save the gun. And now the decision is his. And the decision doesn't pay off. A flex with the final kill of the round. SRA 6, PES 7.
Well, this is turning out to be a surprise of a matchup, to be very honest, because I did not genuinely expect SRA to be able to pull off so many rounds. And Portal Esports, I wish I could tell them that these guys have been making way too many mistakes. Even though we have been seeing some sort of creativity from these guys, you know, that 2-man stack inside the apartments and everything. But they have been making some very basic mistakes, and that is the reason why that is, you know, they are losing out on all of these rounds. Even though I do understand that their ping is high, everything aside, we've seen these guys play better, and this is just coming as a surprise to me. Why are they playing this way? Or maybe it was just one of those games, the day we saw them first was one of their better games. I think it was one of their better days, and this is how they actually play. I am not quite sure, but Well, what I'm sure about is that this match at the end is going to turn out to be one cracker of a matchup because it's fairly close, and it's going to be Pokemon, so it's going to get taken down, and HSB is going to fall back as well. Has a USPS to work with the flashbang, not really doing any sort of damage, but Afflex is going to find the headshot while he gets taken down to 37 points of health. It's going to be Trans and Fade pushing in towards Banana, and the other guy, that is going to be Criminal, waiting it out towards the CD base, towards Speedway. Is going to try and push in towards the A-bomb side, and Macho is holding that angle off. Gets the first track, is not going to be able to get the second. Trans is going to get him off and take his head off. Criminal is going to be waiting back inside the smoke. He's going to get spotted. Major almost taking him down. Is he's going to survive on 21 points of health, and is he going to get taken down though? Ooh, this is huge. Could have actually knifed him, and he is going to fail really hard.
Yeah, that was a little bit of comedy there for the viewers. Just going gung-ho with a P2000, just hoping to get that frag onto the Guru. But Guru surviving on 16 HP, a flex on 37. Trans, again, should look to save this AK-47 for the next round, but that aim punch is not going to allow him to get that telling headshot into MJR, and Major is going to find the kill. Scores are tied 17-17 going into the final round of the first half. Pez and SRA are going to have at least full buys. Criminal does get a decent amount of utility. Feint, though, can't really afford much, just the armor. I don't know why he's gone for the head armor against the AKs and the AWP. Should have just given that up and gone for a flashbang instead. A much more worthy investment, in my opinion. A single flashbang over the helmet, which is anyway a one-shot headshot against the AK.
Investment, to be very honest. And somehow I feel that flashbangs are actually... Oh, look at Macho almost being burned alive right there. And yeah, so talking about flashbangs and smokes, I think, you know, a flashbang is much more effective because, you know, when you are 100% sure that there is a guy and Criminal taking a few shots from your teammate, what is happening? I am quite confused right now. Well, nonetheless, it is going to be Pokemon spamming through the smoke, 3 guys towards Banana, and the Terry side as well taking things way too slowly. No apartments control from them, and this could actually backfire because they do not actually have no information inside apartments. If any of the CDs are actually pushed up, and they're going to go in towards mid without any sort of fear. Major is going to get spotted. He's going to find the frag on HSB. How? But Trans is going to reach. What?
Yeah.
I give up.
I know, right? It's just ridiculous. They had the proper read. They had 4 players waiting towards the A-bomb site, but that one smoke towards Modo cuts the side in 2. The 2 defenders towards the site are quite isolated, and again, they just get picked off one by one as the players walk in towards the A-bomb side. First HSB, then Trans, and now Feint is just catching shrapnel with his body parts. I mean, this is not the division. You're not a bullet sponge. You will go down, and now it's all down to Pokemonster. And he will die. Macho putting a bullet right between his eyes to take the half for SRA. It ends in their favor, 8-7.
For some reason, this reminds me of Summit when he was playing for Splice, if I'm not mistaken, and he was made that bullet sponge trying to entry frag. Was it Summit or was it someone else? I'm not quite sure, but I'm fairly certain it was Summit. And yeah, he was made the bullet sponge because he could not entry, but well, the teammates could at least get those trades going in their favor, and that is exactly what happened. But nonetheless, the score is going to be 8-7 in the favor of SRA, something we did not honestly expect. But on the CD side, we have 2 flashes and a kit to work with. On the Terrace side, all 5 guys going in for the Kevlar, so this is going to be a bomb rush coming in towards the A-bomb side, and it is going to be an all-to-mid push. It is going to be Criminal coming with the C4 towards the A-bomb side inside the apartments, and Flex is going to try and find some sort of information, but we do have 3 guys towards A-bomb side. Look at that, the Guru is going to get destroyed by HSB, and Afflex getting the first one. Will get traded out really quickly. The Macho just waiting it out, not using his... Alright, he's going to get the first one, trying to get the second as well. He's going to get it. What is even happening? And negative gets the third one. HSB is going to get taken down, and at this point, he should not have removed his silencer. I'm quite uncertain why would he do that, but Trans is going to be in a 1v2. Already has 2 flags to work with in his name. He's going to spot the first CT, and they have all the information in the world they need. They have the C4 right in front of them. They know where Trans is, and Trans has to watch way too many angles, expecting a push, but he should probably figure out by this point that they are not going to push out until negative spots him again. And Trans is going to try and do his best to not get taken down. He's going to get on top of the box. 55 seconds on the clock to work with. He's going to pick up the C4 somehow. What is even happening? And well, both the CTs are going to be coming in for the double peak. He's going to try and find the C4 again, or maybe he's going to go in for the fake plant. Gets the first one, almost get the second as well. Major is going to get taken down. Trans, you god, what was that round coming from both the teams? This was so surprising.
Wow. Alright, Macho. I mean, why not? Unsilenced USP, right? Why not? Gets 2 kills, but you know, unfortunately, there could not land that crucial headshot onto Trans, who goes on to land the 4K, and with that, the round. Trans with a play from the heavens itself. And again, we see a triple rifle buy-up, 2 AKs, 1 Galil, and 2 SMGs coming out from PES. They need to make this round count because scores are tied. The game hangs on a balance, and they need to win rounds and make these buys count. Negative, getting flashed, will be falling back.
And all it's gonna be Major just trying to imitate Happy right there. But well, it's gonna be Criminal who's going to find the first frag onto Negative, and Major still trying to find the flag is going to get destroyed. I see Macho trying to find the refrag, and it's going to finally find it. This game is how is Pokey even on the backstab? What is happening? It's just so many things happening all across the map. It's so hard to keep up with each and everything. It's gonna be Afflex. And well, the only team which has been able to play anti-ecos fairly decently has been Portal Esports, and they are going to win that anti-eco as well. So the CTs will be forced on a complete eco, and Portal Esports are going to win one more round, and they are going to take one more round in their name. It is going to be Pokemon who's going to spot the last CT. Will try and find the frag launcher, but he has Kevlar to save, so this could be a huge dent in the CT's economy.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else to add there. You said it all. Right now. Oh god. Pokemon trying to channel his inner Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Trying to go all Assassin's Creed mode, but a Flex just says, not today, son. Not today. And he's gonna try and save that UMP. Looks like he will be able to. He has smoked off one avenue of attack, and he's just gonna chill on the couch and watch some television.
For all the viewers who are trying to make sense. Oh well, that's absolutely true. For all the viewers who are trying to make sense of our reactions right now, this is a combination of two casters being up for about... No, well, Fed has been up for 38 hours actually. And I've been up... Well, I've not been up for a very long time, but I've just been studying for exams. And on top of it, this game is something that we're still trying to make sense of. And our brains running low on sugar, just not able to understand anything that's been happening in this matchup. This has been one of those matches where you can't really predict or expect something because you're gonna get proven wrong every single time. It's gonna be a fast B-take coming in from the Terry side. SRA not having any sort of weapons to work with, and look at that, there's only going to be Criminal who's going to make his way towards the CD base. HSP is going to find the first frag, and Major falling back as well along with his teammate, and Macho is going to get destroyed by the Mac 10. Trying to go on that second frag as well. Major is going to go down. His head is going to get ripped apart. A bullet to his head with the Mac 10 back Criminal, and well, Negative is going to find the frag onto him, surviving on 5 points. So fell faint. Will have to fall back. Does not want to lose that Galil and the head armor along with Kevlar and some resources. So that's about $4,000, $4,700, actually $4,600 worth of investment with him. And Trans is going to be on the hunt, trying to find the frag on a Negative, and that is going to happen. The scoreline is going to be 10-8 in the favor of the Terry side.
And this has been textbook anti-eco T-side plays coming out from PES, by the way. They've just lost what, 3 people in the last 2 rounds, and that too, one of the players was on the hunt. So during the thick of things, it was just one player that went down on PES on both rounds. And that's how you play anti-ecos. You go out in pairs, you play for the trades and the multi-kills, and you use your utility to the advantage. You saw there in the previous round, 3 players from SRA were stacking the B bomb site, yet all they could do was get 1 kill. And because you know why? They were all blind when the terrorists moved in.
So that is true, and we have Trans spamming through, trying to find that, trying to do that early damage towards the CD side. The nade is going to go in, which is not going to do any sort of damage. Feint is going to get taken down to 35 points of health, and the CTs they actually have a fairly default setup. 2 guys towards the B bomb side, 2 towards A, 1 towards connectors. And yeah, that's the bread and butter setup coming from the CTs. Crew is going to be watching mid. Negative is going to be watching the V-bomb side, watching Banana with the op behind. And this is one of the angles that I'm personally fond of, because it's not exactly an off angle, but it's a fairly hard angle to it, because you do not expect the opper to be there. And on the Terry side, we do have Criminal with the op, who's inside Banana and holding the angle off. And I really like that observing Fet. The name I take, and you have him on the screen. So yeah, it's going to be fairly interesting to see how PES is going to go in for the round. They do have the smokes and the utility to work with to go in for a set take towards the B bomb side. So the flashbang is going to get primed up, and this is going to be an interesting take coming in. So the flashbang is going to go in. He's not going to blind anyone except for himself, and HSB is going to find the headshot onto Negative. And this was quite an uncharacteristic jump coming from the author. I would have personally fallen back, and is he going to find the frag through the smoke, almost taking down Pokemonster in a 3v4 retake. They do not have any sort of resources except for one flashbang to work with. So this is still doable by SRA. They could have taken the risk, but knowing for a fact that they do not have a kit to work with, this is a fairly decent call. And yeah, that is going to be the 11th round coming up for Portal Esports.
Well, it was smoked out. He just sprayed through and actually landed very good shots onto both the players. However, the fact is the B bomb site is one of the hardest bomb sites to retake without any utility in the game. Those post plants were actually pretty decent.
The show, and yeah, I mean, obviously we having the entire context of the round, it's fairly easier for us to say what they could have done and what they could have not. So yeah, a very good call and good breakdown from you. And yeah, the CDs are going to fall, but they actually have two combustors to work with, and they've decided to go in for the head armor, which is quite an interesting call, to be very honest. But on the Terry side, they have an AWP and 4 AK-47s to work with, and a little bit of damage being done to Criminal, being taken down to 57 points of health. A minute on the clock, minute and 10 seconds on the clock, and we have 3 guys. And the C4 has been dropped towards a Terry space, by the way, so even if they do get the control, and if they don't realize that the C4 has been dropped, it is not going to be of any advantage. But well, it's going to be Feint falling back, picking the C4 up. Will go back to his teammate towards Banana, and it could be an A coming up, but HSB is going to get spotted, and Guru, I think, lagged out for a bit. He did, and he still got the frag, and he's still shaking his mouse right there, being really upset at the fact that he actually lagged out, and we might actually see timeout being called out, and that is exactly what is happening. So yeah, the ping seems fairly decent actually for the CTs, but on the Terry side, look at that, we have Trans playing on 130 ping, but he's still playing fairly well. And Macho is going to get spawned, maybe not. It was just a pre-fire coming. Affleck with that amazing flash on landing. Evan Molotov is going to get thrown out, and Affleck is just going to wait it out. It's not going to go for the peak. Would be really stupid if it does, but Major is just going to be waiting out. We have 3 guys, actually 4 guys towards A-bombs, and this is going to be a slaughterhouse coming from the CDs. Well, it's going to be Macho getting the first one, getting the second as well. Major with 3 flags, and well, that is going to be the round done and dusted for Slaughter Rage Army.
Yeah, that's the entire PES lineup getting obliterated from the server in the matter of just a couple of seconds. Those crossfires just so deadly. I think that was between MJR and Flex over towards the A bomb site. It was just such a good crossfire from Pit and towards default box on the bomb site. That was good to see. Good setup towards the A bomb site. Good reads coming out from SRA as well to put 4 people on towards the A bomb site because of they know they got the first kill. Guru got the first kill onto HSB towards Car in Banana, and then there was no aggression post that. There was no trades coming in. There was no noise made. No utility being chucked. So they're like, screw it, we're gonna stack A. They swung towards the A bomb site, and it paid off huge. Like you basically cleaning up the entire team in a matter of 2 seconds is always a sign of an excellent crossfire being set up by the defending side.
Well, and the rotation was on point as well. They did read the round correctly. They did read the push and they execute correctly towards A bomb site. And that was, for a moment, I thought there was a. I'm still kind of confused if that was a flash that was meant to hit that corner, or it just missed it and it still worked. But Major is going to have the op. He's going to be watching the apartments, but the flashbang blinding everyone towards A bombs at the Terry side. This will have a lead for 2 rounds, and well, this is going to be Affleck getting the first one. Transferring the refrag really quickly. Major is going to miss out on the shot, and he's going to get a collateral. HSB and Pokemons are going to get taken down. Trans is going to find the headshot onto MJR. It is going to be Criminal and Trans in a 2v2. This is looking fairly doable for the CTs and the Ts as well, but the C4 has been dropped. The flashbang is going to blind his teammate, and it's going to be negative. It's going to go around the corner. The Ts have absolutely no idea where they are, and this could be devastating for the CD, for the terrorist side. But well, Criminal is going to get spotted. Is going to take some damage. Is actually going to take a lot of damage. Now he only has an op to work with, and this is not a position you want to be in when they know where you are and you could get traded. He's going to scope in, try and get the first one, but will get taken now by negative, and that is going to be the 10th round coming up for the CT side.
And that was such a smart peek by negative. Such smart plays coming in from Guru and negative. That double peek, the verticality of that peak would have thrown anybody off, and against an op, that is the best thing you can do, because the op, it's a one hit, one kill, but chambering time is what, 1 second, and that's enough time for a rifler to get that trade in, and that's so smartly done by SRA. I'm so happy to see SRA improve so much over the course of this, downtime that we have from January to April. They've put in the time, they've put in the effort, and it's evident the way they're playing. It's really smart CS. Not in terms of their strategy, but their calls have been on point, and the way their mechanics have really gone up a notch. Their team play, it's really starting to show that they've actually put in the time in scrims to go for these double peaks. Their retakes have been on point. The fact that both the CTs went together for that retake, they didn't split up, one going from arches, the other coming from shelter, none of that crap. It was just, guys, dude, we'll stick together. It's a 2v2. We'll trade it out and see what happens next. And that's the right attitude. And I love seeing this coming out from SRA. I mean, this is just a telltale sign that the scene is rising and things are looking good.
And this is where where you can differentiate between genuine efforts to improve and just bucking out and playing a lot of matches but not analyzing where mistakes are happening. And Slaughter Age Army has went on to show we've worked on our mistakes, we've found out where mistakes are and tried and improved upon them. This is actually showing up, and it's a fairly decent game that is turning out to be. And Guru is going to fall back because of the Molotov. He cannot push out, and the Molotov, the CD base is going to go out. And look at that peak though, that was on point. And the flashbang coming from the CDs. This is such good play coming from the CDs, and the smoke is going to come at the most perfect time as well. This is such nice teamwork. This is also surprising, by the way, but the nade is going to actually the Molotov going in, and Guru is going to find the time. He's going to fall back at the most perfect time possible, and this was beautiful counter-strike being played out by the CD side. And Guru is actually going to be aggressive again. HSB is not going to get spotted, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain that Guru heard him right there getting on top of it, or maybe not. HSB is not going to get spotted. Guru is just going to wait out behind the edge of the smoke. It's going to get spotted. HSB is going to get taken down somehow though, not being able to spot him before him. As well, Fane is going to go down as well, and Guru has been playing godlike towards Banana in this round. The flashbang is going to be primed. It's going to get thrown out as well, not blinding anyone, and it is going to be Trans who's going to get spotted. And I'm not quite sure why he went in for the reload, but the smoke is going to get thrown out, and the C4 is going to make its way towards the A bomb side, and it is going to be Pokemon who has taken control of the entire A bomb site except for the pit, which has not been checked. And this could be devastating. Macho is just going to be waiting it out, and the CDs have to realize that they could probably cut the rotation off because the C4 has not been planted, and Pokemon says this can be creeping up towards pit. Is going to get on top of Graveyard, and this is where the CT will have to be really careful. Macho is going to get spotted. Will find the first flag. The C4 is not going to be found. Trans will find the refrag. This is where he made a mistake. He should not have peeked out at that point, but he's going to get refragged. Now Guru has to pull this off, and Trans playing in perfection. He's going to spot the CT, but it's going to get taken down. That was really unfortunate. The AWP is going to get picked up, and Guru is going to salvage the round for his team. Then the scoreline is going to get tied at 11-11.
And what a time for Guru to show up. He had been quiet, but that 4K is going to put some much needed confidence back into him. And beautiful hold of Banana there. The teamwork, early round the teamwork, and then late round it was just the Guru all through. It was just Guru making them plays left, right and center. I will say though, Feint coming in for that very late trade onto HSB was not the right call in my opinion. He could have just stayed put, fallen back with his teammate, and maybe help Pokemon actually secure the bomb side and trade out Macho with him, then bringing Trans down to a 1v1 and probably having more time to actually get to a better post plant than what he was able to manage in that situation. And Feint just getting obliterated. The early nades going off in his face. And he's down to 11 health at the blink of an eye. And Pokemonster though, he's not falling back. He's not going to take his foot off the pedal. And he's gone and put a couple of bullets in a Flex's head. HSB and Criminal doing the same over towards the B defenders. This time Guru and Negative not being able to affect any change towards the B bomb side with the bomb. Curiously enough, is still towards T slope. But it's a 2v5. Criminal on 3 HP, Feint on 11. They're essentially dead men walking. But they're still alive. Okay then, Pokemon. Okay. Calm down, son. That was juicy. That headshot was juicy.
That was very juicy. But it's going to be Major in a 1v5 with an AWP to work with in the worst possible spot. But he's still going to find the flag onto Pokemonster. He's going to try and make sure that the A-bomb side is not the place where he's getting pushed from. And talking about B, there are guys coming towards library. We actually have 2 guys pushing library and 2 guys pushing mid, and they are all going to be on the hunt, and they know that there's no chance in hell that Major could probably go in for the but refuse. And look at that, Feint is going to get taken on as well. Is he going to be able to salvage that off of his? Oh, what a shot! What a shot! Criminal is going to get taken on as well, and Major trying his best to salvage that op-up. He's going to get spotted, and well, he's going to get taken up, but what an effort. What an effort by Major.
And that's a lot of economic damage done.
That
a lot of economic damage. Wait.
A lot of economic damage done.
Wait a second. Did Criminal not pick up the AWP? Like, did he just throw his gun and didn't manage to pick up the op? Because it's not showing up in the gun feed right now.
Well, then I'm fairly certain that he did not pick up his
heck?
op.
That's unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate. It's one of the worst things that can actually happen to you while playing Counter-Strike. But it is going to be the mid-take coming from the Terry side, and PES is just going to walk in, slaughtering the CD defense. There's going to be Marshall and Major being taken down. After he's going to try and find the flag, but Hasib is going to do some amount of damage. So right about 9 points of health is going to get taken down. The refrag not even coming in time. There's going to be Criminal getting the frag on 8 points of health. This was doable for the CD set, but it's not going to be possible. Unfortunately, information has been passed. He's going to peek out, getting the first one, going to get the second frag as well. Has a 5-7 to work with. If he pulls this off, this is going to be very, very interesting. This is going to be a huge stand inside the matchup, but it's going to get taken down to 13 points of health. And, well, Criminal is going to be the one coming up. Can he pull this off? They have picked up the C4. Are going to be falling back towards the B-bomb side as well. So Negative does not have the information, but is going to try and go up and pick that AK-47 up and go towards the B-bomb side. So he is going to be creeping up really slowly and steadily, trying to make sure that there is no one holding the angles and he's not going to get taken down. So, well, pushing mid, pushing banana, the construction area, I'm not going to forget it this time, has been smoked up, but it is going to be Negative who's going to fall back and save that gun up for his team, and the scoreline is going to be 13-11 in the favor of Portal Esports.
Trans marking the banana push, and Negative doing the smart thing in my opinion, just going for that save. And so far, Mamba, I think you'll have to agree, this has been a really back and forth game of Counter-Strike. It's never really like, both teams have had momentum swing towards them in chunks. You can see like 3 rounds, 4. It's been very even, both sides, and Criminal is gonna go down with the bomb, not realizing how little HP he had left. He's just, that's unfortunate. One rifle lost unnecessarily.
That is absolutely true. And well, 3 more rounds away from victory, and this has turned out to be quite a cracker of a matchup. And Slaughter Rage Army, they still have a lot of work to do. They do not have the cash to work with. So this round is going to be based on hopes and dreams, if they can pull this off. Because if they lose this one, they'll have the money to work with in the next round. They'll have about $2,400 coming up. But one mistake and they will be on double eco territory. So they absolutely have to win the next round coming up to try and get the comeback rolling, because after that they'll only get one more chance, and that too at the match point. So talking about this round, it's going to be Negative on the AK-47, having Kevlar to work with. The rest of the guys onto P250s and a 5-7 onto Macho. And on the tier side, the amount of resources they have been using up early in the round is quite staggering, to be honest. And Negative is going to get taken down, and they also do not have a lot of cash to work with. So that is one of the other reasons why they've run out of utility so quickly, because they did not have any to start off with. And oh, that pronunciation. But well, it's going to be Criminal waiting it out inside pit, and Guru being boosted up top. Major is going to get himself boosted up top as well towards the B-bomb side. And this is turning out to be a fairly boring and a slow round.
Again, PES playing it smart. They know they're up against pistols. They're just going to wait it out. They have the man advantage. They're playing mind games with SRA at this point. They're just forcing them to maybe, rethink, double think, overthink their own setup, and possibly over-rotate towards either the A or the B bomb site. Then you have either Pokemon or HSB who might just, gander a scout mission in towards either bomb site and then go and commit if they find that that's the site that they want to hit. And so far it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Major's going to get his face crushed in. HSB is going to continue his reign of terror onto a flex. And it's just going to be Trans left alone to lurk, but he needs to be careful. Guru will shoot him in the back, gangland style, executed there. Trans will pick up the AK-47, and Guru's going to run towards the hill, slaughtering a chicken on the way as well. Good going, Guru.
That makes me sad, to be honest. I like chickens on this match because they're very loyal. You know what I mean.
Yeah, they are. They just follow you everywhere and give away your position as well.
Well, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I have this anecdote from my competing days in Battlefield. So we used to have this teammate, and so we found out that he was cheating all by ourselves, watching the VODs. And So his argument to making a lot of noise and firing stray shots was that to attract the enemy players and try and take them down. And the reason why he was so successful with those aim duels was because he was hacking. And that was his argument. The reason why I've been making so much noise is so that everyone comes to me and so I can kill them. And that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous.
I haven't played much Battlefield. Servers are kind of bad here.
No,
like, at least the matchmaking
servers was actually pretty beautiful, but BF4 is where they messed up while competing with Call of Duty. But nonetheless, getting back to Counter-Strike right now, it is going to be major with the op to work with. Does not have any sort of resources either. And on the Cherry side, everything they need to work with. 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes, a lot of flashbangs, quite a few grenades as well, and the CTs will have to make sure that they do not give up early map control, because they'll have to drain those resources in order to not get taken down by an execute. And that is the worst thing that can happen to you as the CTs right now, because you do still have the resources to work with, but the way that they are spread out right now, it's going to be hard to stop and execute. And HSB is going to get boosted up top and is going to give away his position by making a footstep. So I'm kind of surprised that an AK-47 has been boosted up top over there. I would rather have an op who could just get that one-shot kill and fall back, but since they do not have an op to work with, it makes sense. And the flashbang is going to be coming in as well. HSB is still getting partially blinded. The smoke is going to get thrown in towards the CD base. Shoulder peeking quite a few times, expecting someone to be there, and the smoke has been primed up. The rest of the CTs are going to be towards... we actually have the rotation being called in as well, so it is going to be negative playing the CT base and Pokemon. So it's going to be falling back from the apartments. The Molotov being primed up by negative, so they are quite aware that it is going to be a B take coming in, and the smoke is going to get thrown out. The Molotov as well, and this is going to be quite interesting. So from what it looks like, they are just draining out the resources on the CD side, and this is a brilliant play coming from the Cherry side. And look at the flashbang! Everyone being blinded by his own flashbang, and Guru getting a spray down right there. Trans is going to get taken down as well, and SRA making a comeback. What a terrible, abysmal flashbang coming in from PES, and it looks like it's going to be Pokemon, so we'll try and keep the hopes alive. Guru playing it to perfection, not peeking out, allowing his teammates to come in with the rotation, and the smoke is going to throw. He's going to fall back and try and save that AK-47 up, and well, that is going to be the 12th round coming in for the CT side.
Yeah, and Pokemonster, he'll have to be content with just saving that AK-47 armor, helmet, Molotov, and Nada. Holy shit, that's a lot of stuff he saved. That's good. On the other hand, though, SRA, they have a 2-round deficit to overcome. They have the money, keeping 4 players alive, if I'm not mistaken, or all 5 players left alive in the previous round. Judging by the money, it was around 4 players left alive on SRA in the previous round, and they did a very good job of holding on to their utility for the late round and just not throwing everything out along with the bathwater early on and having nothing to stop that eventual push. PES getting that a bit wrong, and now Feint just getting annihilated by that utility. He's down to 5 HP, but HSB, he's not gonna stop. He's gonna find the opening kill onto the Guru, and now they're just gonna fall back and hope and pray that over rotations take place. Just hope and pray. That's all they can do at this point, because it doesn't look like SRA are going to give them anything. Like, PES is the kind of team that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile off you, and I think SRA have realized that and have really battened down the hatchets, and they're just playing a very conservative Turtle style of CS. Pokemons are getting spotted, but Trans will open Macho up, and HSB will trade onto a flex. That's the A defense just completely gone. It's a 3v2, but Feint is so very low and negative. He's found his W key, and the shift is nowhere to be seen. He's just going to push on, but all that noise means that he's going to have to wait it out behind that Molotov, while his teammate Major rotates in from Library, and he's going to get smoked off as well. 3v2, decent post plants. PES shouldn't be losing it, but let's see. SRA have managed to pull these downs back, and there's the first kill, almost getting the second. Gets the second. Where's the pit player? What's he doing? Why is he sleeping? He's just going to be playing the bomb, and that's the wrong decision. Negative, all by his lonesome, just cleaning up shop, dances into the A-bomb side and wrecks everybody. Just annihilated them, dude. Annihilated them.
So it just reminds me of that Nico with the motion track GIF, where he eye rolls so hard that his eyeballs go into his brain, and this is exactly what happened with this play. They had the man advantage, they had everything in their favor, and Trans did not peek out to get the refrag, and I'm very surprised why would he do that. And that is actually going to cost him the round, and this is going to set the comeback rolling for SRA as well, and this is going to be very, very upsetting for the Cherry side if they actually end up losing this matchup, because the nades are going to get thrown towards Banana, and that is going to do quite a bit of damage. HSB is going to get taken down to 39 points of health, but he's going to find the first Pain is actually going to get traded out really quickly. Guru getting 2 flags right there. Guru has been playing his heart out in this matchup. It is going to be negative. He's going to find the flag on the corner again, and Pokemonster, the last guy surviving on the Terry side, is going to be on a 1v4. He has got to work with a Deagle and a Dream to get this round for his team, but this looks impossible.
Yeah, this is looking very bleak indeed. And whoa, okay. A little bit of team killing action coming out right there, making things actually doable for PES. I mean, Pokemonster with the Deagle, we've seen what a monster he can be with any gun. And the Deagle with that one-shot headshot potential. And there is an AK-47 just lying just out of reach of Pokemonster. If he can get his hands onto that, and he's eyeing it. There we go. Picks up the AK. Can he make something happen?
Well, that is something that we'll just have to wait and watch now. Almost spotting him there. He's going to try one. CD West trying to find the first strike. It's not going to happen. He will get taken down, and the scoreline is going to get equalized to 14-14. It is going to be PES and SRA going up against each other, and this matchup is turning out to be one hell of a match. A very, very close match, and the CTs do have the economy to work with. And the Terry said if they lose this round, it's game done and dusted for them, because they won't have any sort of cash to work with. The amount of losing bonus they're going to be getting after this round is going to be $29. Not a lot to work with, and the amount of savings they have is next to nothing. So have to absolutely get this round. The CTs still have a decent amount of money. They will be able to force it up in the next round if they lose this one. So we have an op. We actually have a double op setup on the CTs, which is quite surprising. We have Negative and Major on the CT side. Having the op to work with Major will get flushed back with the Molotov. The smoke is going to go in towards mid as well, so it is going to be a fairly slow round coming from both the teams.
They need to slow things down. I mean, PES, the idea for them would be to draw out as much utility as possible from SRA early round and mid round, so that they don't have much to hold on to when the final execute does come in. All the while keeping in mind that they need to keep a hold of their utility. They have, what, 4 smokes and 3 flashbangs and a Molotov remaining. That's not much, considering that there's a minute and 10 seconds left in the clock. And they need at least 2 smokes to go for any sort of execute towards the A or the B bomb side. So, I mean, let's see how they play this out. Negative holding a very good angle towards mid with the AWP. And if they slow peek this, oh, HSB's been spotted out. And HSB has been put down.
Negative is not going to take any of that BS. He's going to fall back as the first strike. You know, the shoulder peak not working out in his favor. And this is going to be fairly interesting to see. And again, the shoulder peak, but this time around, Negative is going to get baited. The shot is going to get baited. The re-peak was fairly bad. And Guru is going to be on the back. So this is going to be brilliant if Guru can actually pull this off. It's going to go around the corner. No trigger discipline, though. It's going to get the first strike, but the information has still not been conveyed. What is even happening right now? PES is still going to find those entries towards a bomb side. This is a comedy of errors right now, and Major with an op on the retake is a monumental task on Inferno, especially towards the A bomb side. So many different angles to check with, and well, Pokemon is going to get spotted doing a lot of damage. Is not going to get taken down. The op is going to get pulled out fairly too late, and he's going to fall back and try and save that op for the next rounds. Are we going to see an overtime, or is it going to be Portal Esports shutting the game down 16-14?
Well, PES moving on to match and map point with this, and Major doing the right thing. He's going to go saving that op. I mean, unfortunate that he peaked the longest angle that he had there with the P250. Possibly the worst gun with its accuracy over range, and not the AWP. And okay, feint again. What is it with PES and their distance to bomb at explosion thingy going on? They just keep dying to bombs left, right, and center, and they don't have that much money either. So they're going to have a rather neutered buy. SRA, they're gonna have a neutered buy, so it's gonna be a very even round across the board. The only thing PES have going for them is that they're gonna have the weapon advantage with the 5 AKs, while SRA will have to make do with 1 FAMAS and 1 Mag 7 on Negative and Macho respectively.
Now this timeout is, you know, I'm pretty sure they are gonna be sweating bullets right now. They'll be like, what is it that can we do so that we do not make mistakes and not allow PES to capitalize on it, because this is the most amount of pressure they would have probably felt in a very long time, even though they have been performing really well. But being down 15-14 on the 30th round, knowing for a fact that the opposite team is going to punish your mistakes and not having the best economy as well to work with, is something that, you know, will get you. We have a Swag 7 on to Negative, who's, I'm fairly certain, is going to make his way towards the A apartments to play with the gun and try and maybe get that early opening and fall back and not get taken down. But this is going to be a round to watch, because it's literally do or die. if they lose the entire matchup. And well, Major is still going to be on the op he has salvaged in the last round. HSB is going to get that AK-47 from the last round. It's only going to get dropped, I'm not quite sure, but the smoke is going to get thrown towards the mid area, and the CT is playing it fairly slowly, and the Terry side is not trying to make any mistake. They're going to go in for the map control. We have Pokemons are going inside the apartments, and I'm quite surprised the way Negative is actually playing with the swags. I mean, it is a decent angle, but this is I personally feel a little uncomfortable playing towards the B-bomb side with the swags rather than the apartments.
Oh, and Guru switching things up. Now he's playing towards the A-bomb side, gets the opening kill on a Pokemon. So that's huge, that kill, because that puts PES at a man disadvantage. And now SRA can just turtle up and just wait for the hit to eventually come and just set up their crossfires and take it, to overtime. Unfortunately, though, they have tried the same track in the past, and they've just gotten mowed down by the sheer weight of numbers that PES like to throw behind every attack. And now HSB is going to lead the charge. He's going to walk into the crosshairs of the AWP, and Major is just going to say thank you very much. But there's Negative, Major, Macho pairing up, and boys, we're going to overtime.
Oh, well, this is something we absolutely did not see coming. Sarcasm intended. And the amount of mistakes that Portal Esports has made is something that they will regret a lot of the match, because I'm fairly certain if this... Well, this is going to go to overtime, and this looks like it is going to be the match for Slaughter Rage. I mean, for some reason, I just have this gut feeling that SRA is actually going to pull this off and take it home, probably in the second overtime or the first overtime. But nonetheless, it is going to be overtime coming up, and this is the first overtime in this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, first OT, boys, first OT in the house, and it's been a long, grueling fist fight between these two teams. There's been very little finesse. What's been on display has been very good, a very good grasp of mechanics in terms of how the double peeking has come in and how the retakes have happened, especially from SRA, and just a superb display of god tier aim coming out from HSB and his merry band of men. And they're not going to check for Macho. Macho's just going to open the spray. Gets one, gets two, but now it's all down to Major. Feint is solo. It's a 3v3. That Molotov is going to fry Feint, but he's going to somehow manage to, beat a hasty retreat. And Major, he's going to get caught with his pants down, but in the meantime, the kill on the criminal who was the lurk has come in. Feint on 5 HP. Those nades going to get deftly avoided by HSB. It's a 2v2. This is doable. HSB playing a rather offish angle towards Banana, but he doesn't have a good avenue for escape. If he gets double peeked, he's done for. They still have 2 flashbangs left, and he's gonna take the fight. Was that the right call? Because Feint is on 5 health, and Guru has his entire HP to play with, but it's just one headshot. That's all that Feint needed to land, but Guru just too quick for him. Whips around, gets the kill, and secures the first round of overtime for SRA.
Well, Guru has honestly been playing his heart out. He has about 22 frags. So 22 frags is not the highest, but his frags have been the most impactful, and Major, topping the scorecard with 30 frags in his name. And on the Cherry side, it has also been a fairly decent team effort. So this is going to be quite interesting to see, to be very honest. And the Cherry side, even though they lost a round, they did get the bomb down to... so they are going to have extra $800 to work with, and at this point we're just mumbling because this matchup is just turning out to be so unexpected. And the CTs are going to try and get that early map control. Maybe not. The Molotov is going to get thrown in towards Banana. The amount of resources that the CTs have wasted towards Banana is quite staggering as well. So Guru is going to be falling back, realizing that it is a mid push coming in from the Terry side, and while spotting him being caught off guard, the Molotov is going to get thrown out as well. Macho will not get pushed though, and could have thrown in the flashbang to work with, but he's still going to try and peek out. He is going to get taken down by Criminal though with a headshot and his AK-47, and Guru now has way too many angles to watch, but Flake is going to get taken. That's going to be Guru getting the first one, get the second as well. He's going to get sprayed down, lining them up, and is still going to survive somehow for the longest time. It is going to be Negative and Major in a 2v2 again. Can they pull this off? That is something that we'll wait and watch, but in the meantime, the C4 is going to get planted. It is going to be HSB going around the corner. Negative trying to creep up, and a fairly decent angle being held up by HSB. Negative is going to get spotted. Will get taken down with a headshot. Major on the retake with the op to work with, and he can take this risk. He does have the money to work with for the next round because they won the last round, and going in for the retake. Do you think he's going to take it? He's going to smoke it off though. Could have actually faked faked it, but Trans is going to rip his head off with the AK-47, and that is going to be the scoreline, 16-16 in the favor of PES.
Well, and the problem is, see, although SRA did win the first round of overtime, they're not going to have the best economy because they lost 4 players. They went into that round with a very heavy investment, and now they're going to have to make do with the FAMASas. And oh my god, the Pro 90 is on the playing field, Mamba. The P90 is out. Will we see it being wielded to just shred that B push? I'd love to see a 4-man spray down in a single clip of a P90. That just gets your blood boiling. Like instantly your fingers hit chat and you say, P90? Really, bruh? But doesn't look like that's going to be the case because the A defense has capitulated. The mid is up for grabs, and come on, is going to get double peeked and taken down. And look at Macho. He's playing it so smart. He's just chilling inside the smoke, not giving away his position, being the ideal lurk to pounce during the retake. He's gotten such an advanced position. Down goes Trans, but now they know where Macho's playing from. And the remaining Ts are fairly trapped inside the bomb site.
This is going to be extremely difficult for the CDs, but Major is going to get taken out. It's going to be Guru and Macho in a 2v3 retake, but Criminal is going to go down like a sack of potatoes. As we about Guru is going to get refragged again, and that is going to be the second round in the first overtime, the first half of the first overtime for Portal Esports. And for a moment, I thought this was a starter cup match that we were casting because the P90 is not something that you usually see in the server. Actually, on the server, quite technically, but in the server, well, that doesn't make a difference. But yeah, so P90 kind of surprising, but not working out for them. It is going to be Portal Esports leading the scoreline 17-16. The scoreline being in the favor. We have a double upset at the start of it. Now, this is a very big investment, even though it's understandable on the CD set, but the first round of the second half in an overtime and going in for a double up setup is actually a very huge investment, to be very honest.
Yeah, it is a big investment, but if it pays off, it'll pay huge dividends. Now, the key here is to survive with 3 or more players and both the AWPs. If they can do that, that's going to be a good start. And Trans, that is the start that PES would have been looking for. Gets the opening kill, falls back to safety. Yes, takes a lot of damage, but hey, man advantage is a man advantage.
Well, again, it is going to be Afflex is going to get taken on. Trans is still surviving on 4 points of it, and that chicken just caught me off guard so much. Wait, what is that? But nonetheless, the smoke is going to get spammed through the Molotov, almost being thrown inside the smoke, but the mid area is going to get re-smoked. It is going to take up 14 more seconds off the clock, and that early deep banana smoke is something that I really like, man. We have the rotation as well coming up, so Pokemonster is going to be going towards a B-bomb side. They still do have a man advantage. They have to play the numbers game, right? Trans could be the bait if he wants to, but he has the op to work with, so it's all good. And that is what we expect, right? The guy with the lowest HP on the team in the middle of the round could have the op, could wield the op, and Trans being smoked off it. It's going to be Feint who will have to do all the job, who will have to do all the dirty digging, but Trans is going to get taken down. It's going to be Feint trying to find those frags, but that is not going to happen. The nade is going to get thrown on. He's not going to get spotted again. What is happening? Well, he's finally going to get spotted. Negative is going to get taken down, and I'm hoping that HSB does not peek out, but Feint getting 2 frags right there from a very, very important position, and Major is going to find the frag onto Pokemonster, but Feint again getting the frag onto Major, and that is going to be the 18th round. And this is going to be the match point for Portal Esports. Can they pull this off? Is going to be the question.
Not just that, they have 2 match and map points at their disposal. PES had just 1 in regulation time, which they weren't able to see off, which is why we're in overtime. And again, a very good setup in pit from Portal. It didn't come into play much because, you know, HSB just wasn't asked to do much. But that double 2-man setup in pit can throw off a lot of teams, and it is important to bear in mind that Portal haven't really brought that out thus far in the game. So SRA honestly have no reason to believe that there'll be a 2-man setup. And Major playing on the edge of the smoke, this can be mass danger for him if, you know, 1 bullet and Trans getting picked off through the smoke. That is just heartbreaking for PES right now. Oh my god, that nade blew up in HSB's lap. That's gonna hurt. And he's gonna come pushing out, gets 1, somehow lands a stray headshot on a Major, but Macho's there for the trade. It's a 3v4. But Macho is so very low. But we've seen what low HP players can do. Feint, previous round, 3 HP, clutched out at negative. Getting taken down. That's a 3v3. Macho on his dying breath, almost 13 HP. Feint has to hold down the fort towards the A-bomb site. He does have Pokemon in support to playing towards Cubby. he can, you know, abuse this gap in the smoke to his advantage. But I think Guru spotted him. No, he didn't. Guru shows some trigger discipline, but he's not going to connect with his shots. He needed to get at least one kill there. And unfortunate for him, he didn't. And now
He has lagged out.
It looks like it, because there was no reaction from him whatsoever. How unfortunate. How very unfortunate.
This is the most unfortunate thing, period, that can happen to you. And it's just upsetting, to be very honest. But well, Criminal is going to win out, is going to miss out on all the shots in the world. And that is going to push the game to one more round. Is this going to be round? Is this going to be the round where PES closes it down? But well, kind of unfortunate that Fate got taken on and got lagged out, and the timeout has been called. Portal Esports have to get their player back and try and close this down, because well, this is going out of hands now.
I mean, we might be well underway to seeing a double overtime. The money is still decent enough. Feint can drop an M4 for one of his teammates, and that has got to be Pokemonster. Or Trans, one of them has to make their peace with either a FAMAS or well, okay. It's time for... Who else? Who just timed out? Let me just check.
It is Feint.
Feint has just timed out. Yep.
You have 5 screens, don't abuse them.
3.
Oh wait, I thought you had more than 3.
No.
But nonetheless, you still have the server console open on the third screen. I'm presuming one.
No, so one screen is for the stream. The other screen is for the lovely chat that I'm doing my best to ignore, because, you know, I don't want to get triggered while casting. And the
no, why would you have
why
won't you just have the stream and the chat on the same screen?
No, because see, one of my screens is on portrait mode, right?
Makes sense. Makes complete sense.
Because coding. So use that for chat mainly. Such a lovely chat we have today.
Oh yeah,
so encouraging.
We've had it's a fairly encouraging.
So qualified.
No, but jokes apart though, you know, for everyone though, you know, I've been reading a lot of threads on Facebook, and they have been especially targeted towards you. But I just want to say one thing. I mean, you know, there is a dearth of, if that is how you pronounce it, I'm so high on sleep right now that I might make some mistakes. But yeah, if you feel that you can cast and you really want to replace Fed, well, we welcome you, because we do really need casters.
Exactly, and we need talent in this country. Casters, observers, analysts. So
we
guys,
have
if you feel you're qualified,
observers.
just send in your demos. I think it's called careers@esl.com or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Our ESL channel mod can drop the apply email in the chat. So guys, if you feel that, you know, you can do a better job of casting, please kindly forward your demos, and I'm pretty sure you'll be given the chance. And anyway, 18-17 PES and SRA, it has been a slogfest of a game. And I mean, I'm just dreading what Adi and Vagish are gonna have to do to analyze this behemoth of a game. It's gone on for quite a while right now.
At this point, I'm presuming if it takes a little more time, then we'll try and not be unfair to the Dota guys, because, you know, the reason why we had CS:GO before Dota is because Dota games can be unpredictable and we could run behind schedule. But hold on, I'm actually gonna have a sneeze. All right, so what I was talking about was that if it goes on, it's unfair to the Dota viewers, and so we're just hoping that the players connect in time and we can get on going with the game again. And it's already 8:30 now. This is kind of surprising. And yeah, even though it has been a very good matchup to watch, but I have not been very impressed with the plays that a few of these players have been making. I mean, even though it was Guru who has been playing fairly well. He has been playing really well. Actually, has impressed me a lot. But the rest of the guys on both the teams have been quite disappointing, to be very honest.
I mean, see, the Guru had a very quiet start. His T side was nothing special. Only on the flip, when he started playing on the CT side, he got those massive rounds where he just went absolutely nuts. 3Ks, 4Ks, just coming out of his just positioning and god tier aim. And he just wrecked PES single-handedly almost in rounds that were very crucial to SRA, and that have been pivotal in getting them to this overtime, this point in the game. Yes, it's the final round of the first overtime. Match has been paused as we wait for Feint to join back into the server. The buy is coming in from PES, so I'm assuming that Feint is on the verge of solving his connection issues. Still no word though. Still no word.
Yeah, we're just waiting for an update from the admin. So, yeah, once we get it, we'll try and pass it to you guys as well. Now, this is going to be fairly certain. It's going to be fairly... I don't even know how to frame this sentence because it's just been such an unexpected set of situations where we've seen PES lose rounds where they should not have, trans making very silly mistakes while being inside pit in a 2v3 situation in their favor, not going out for the refrag and costing the entire matchup and pushing it to almost a double overtime right now.
I wouldn't mind watching this game go the distance, to be honest, but then I feel bad for Vivek and Floki, who are the Dota casters, because Dota's getting delayed because of this long game of
also,
Counter-Strike.
huge shout out to Vivek for having, at least making an effort to learn Counter-Strike. Also, by the way, I've heard that Vivek really wants to cast a game with you, Fit. So
I would love it. I would love to have Vivek as my co-caster. I still remember the one game that Bleh and Vivek cast last year during the winter finale.
I do remember that. It was at the winter season finale.
Personally, for me, that was the most entertaining game of CS cast that entire year. I could not stop laughing. Vivek is just such an edgelord. I really enjoy his casting.
And the best part is, having the least amount of experience, he's the most critical caster in the country in Counter-Strike. He is the most critical. If he's casting a match between Entity and Tooies, I'm fairly certain he's going to criticize Sai for making such certain places. Like, Sai should not have done that. Should not have thrown the smoke right there. He should have flashed a little higher. He's going to point out those mistakes, and it's so much fun to hear and watch.
I'll just say this: if you watch the recent Boston Majors, right, and the show match between James Bardolph and the other team, if you watch James Bardolph play, right, you wouldn't think that you would know what it means to be a caster. You don't have to be a god tier player to be a good caster / analyst. You just need to understand the game. No one will talk smack about James Bardolph. He's a god in the casting circuit, right?
So
but he can't aim for shit.
That is where the difference between understanding the game, the mental thing and the physical thing, that is the mechanical skills come in, right? Even though as casters, we do understand the game really, really well, probably better than almost 99% of people in the country, but our mechanical skills are just not on par, because every single tournament that we that happens in the country, we end up casting them. So we just don't see the point, and we don't have the time to go out and hone our mechanical skills. I still try and play a lot because I still want to grind it to so strong next, and that is something that I've been wanting to do since a very long time, but I've just not had the time to do so. And that's just a personal thing for me, right? I really like to keep my mechanical skills on point. So whenever I do end up talking smack about some player, and if he's like, what, buddy, if you think he can do a better job, so I can just shut his face up. But well, that's the difference, right? You don't have to be a very good player to be a godlike caster, and James Bardolph is a living example of that.
Exactly. And I just hope Fane can sort out his network issues fast and join back. It's really disheartening to see internet being the major hurdle for teams from the subcontinent in general, because we've seen I think it was the second day of the ESL India Premiership, or was it the first? I think it was the second day. Vakban, their captain, and their IGL, I think it was Chris. Not Chris. Yeah, it was
Chris.
Yeah, it was Chris. And he timed out, and they played a majority of the game 4v5. And it's just unfortunate when internet is the thing that holds you back, because esports cannot be... Production's just telling us that it's the generator that's gone. Okay,
that's
then
even worse, actually.
and the second culprit is the electricity, the power situation. Again, it's common. It's a common epidemic across the subcontinent that, electricity goes out, you're more or less well. That's GG, boys. Just throw your hands up in the air and enjoy the mosquito bites. At least that's what it is in Bangalore.
I still remember this one event. I think it was Epicenter. He's like, put your cans in the air. The banter though. And electricity, internet, parents a lot of times. Now I do remember one of my friends from Pakistan who really wanted to compete, but his parents just would not understand the importance of gaming, and he was a really talented player, by the way, and he just eventually had to quit because he did not get any sort of support, and it was just hurdles and hurdles and hurdles after one after another. Sometimes it was electricity, sometimes it was internet, sometimes it was the family. So alright, so we just got an update that the player is launching his game. He's launching his team. So electricity is back. The generator, I'm hoping, has been fixed. But in the meantime, talking about the entire matchup, Slaughter Rage Army has been playing fairly well. I genuinely expected this to be below single digits for Portal Esports. I was talking to Fed before the match started around 6:30, and I was like, what do you expect? I think it's going to be below 16-8 in the favor of PES, but they proved me wrong. They proved me absolutely wrong, and this has been a very surprising game, to be very honest.
Yeah, even for me, I remember having that conversation, and the amount of improvement that SRA have shown in their gameplay is phenomenal. Just their team play, actually, they've worked on this aspect, and I know that Sai was playing edge with them with a mixed team. Majority of the SRA lineup was unchanged. I think it was just Major. I'm not sure. I'll confirm with Sai because I know Guru was in the mixed team that Sai was playing with, and he was scrimming with the same guys in that lineup for the Edge tournament on his streams. And I think some of what Sai would have taught them and told them seems to have stuck. And they've been playing a pretty good game. I won't lie. Getting Portal to overtime, because I feel that like individually Portal has the better players. And that's just a personal opinion. I could be wrong. I've been casting Portal back when they were Game for Glory, and then they broke apart from that org and became Portal Esports. That's, it's the same thing. Subcontinental CS guys. Teams and orgs, they change like, the weather in the subcontinent. So I've been following these guys for a year, and these guys definitely know how to play Counter-Strike. HSB, Trans, Criminal, now Pokemon. I don't know where they found this guy, but he is a god. Especially when it comes to raw aim, movement, and general mechanics of the game. He is a god. Like, the only other player I've seen with such raw skill has to be Excali from Invictus. Like, when Excali came onto the scene, I watched him play and I was dumbstruck. I was like, dude, this kid's got talent.
That's so true. And it's the last 2 years for ESL and Premiership have been such revealing years, right? We saw the rise of Too Easy. We saw the rise of people like the players like Tito, Rex, Shinchan, and Recall Master had been around for a very long time. We're seeing Pokey come up as well. And before 2 years, we saw the rise of Psychedelic as well, Psy, the short form. So we've had some gems come up in terms of players and in terms of teams as well, and it has been really impressive to see, because this is how the entire community, the entire ecosystem grows, right? You get better players, you get better teams, you get better competition, and you get better organizers who organize events like these. Not even organizing ESL and Premiership, it has been one of the most talked about tournaments, the most talked about tournaments in the country, the most premier tournament in the country. It's a thing of pride if you can go down to one of these season finales, summer season, winter season, or fall season, and win the summer season finale or the Masters division. And this is what this is that the teams from outside used to fly down. Nasr Esports, formerly known as Risk Gaming, all of these teams flying down. Then we have teams flying in from Philippines, Florida 2 as well. And I remember the last summer season finale. I forgot the name of the team. It was the team from Philippines that down. No, wait, it wasn't Philippines.
It was Cambodia.
Cambodian team. And their tickets were crowdfunded. They did not have money to travel, and they ended up winning summer season finale. What a dream come true for those guys. And this is what the ecosystem does. I mean, why am I even calling it Coke? But yeah, this is what the ecosystem does, right? Well, players making careers out of something they really like to do, and we finally have alright, so the admin has decided to force 4v5. Now this is going to be a little too unfortunate for Portal Esports if they're losing this.
For the viewers, I just want to clear out the rules. The teams have a choice. If the server's 4v5, the teams have a choice. Either they have the choice to play it out 4v5 or forfeit. And it seems HSB has decided to go 4v5. True grit, true determination. These guys will not accept defeat unless, it's called upon. And they still have a round to play with. Criminal with the AWP towards Banana. He's going to have to be very careful. That nade sails harmlessly over him. It's a 3-man stack towards the A bomb set, and look at the angle HSB is marking. Spots out the leg, rattles off a shot, falls back like Speedy Gonzalez on crack. And in the meantime, Criminal has found the opening kill onto Major. Man advantage neutralized right off the bat, and Criminal hasn't taken a lick of damage. That is going to be very important going forward. And HSB re-aggressing towards Boiler, and what a shot on the negative. Takes his head clean off, but now Criminal has been taken down by Macho. 3v3 back again, and Pokemon is on the rotation. He's back towards Coffin, but he just has a UMP to play with, and he's going to get Molotoved off. He needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. Macho walking into his crosshairs, and Pokemonster will go down. It looks like, dear folks, we may just be heading into double overtime unless HSB and Trans can pull off a fast one.
I'd rather say the miracle, because you know that moment of confusion from both. Oh, Molotov in the shot as well. Good teamwork coming from the series and Portal Esports trying the best to salvage this round and salvage the matchup as well, because it is match point for them. HSB is going to go around the corner. Trans is going to find the headshot, and the last guy has been spotted as well. Oh, they are actually going to pull this off. The scoreline is going to be 19-17 in the favor of Portal Esports, and they are going to win the matchup as well. This has been one of the closest matches, one of the most intense matches that I've seen through this season, this year. And well, it was an honor casting for you guys. Fed, do you have anything to say while signing off?
Well, like you just summed it up perfectly. One of the closest matches, and PES, hats off to you for that show of sportsmanship, grit, and determination. Closing it out 4v5, not an easy task. Anyway, you've heard us ramble for long enough. Handing it back to the studio, Adi and Vagish, I know you're dying to sink your teeth into the analysis of this game. So guys, take it away.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League going on. And today has been a very, very, very interesting day after this interesting overtime.
I'm so glad, right? When at the day where Gotham claims that Clash Royale is the better game versus CS, we get this sort of a game, such a back and forth game with overtime, with eventually in overtime, and that too with Portal Esports proving my prediction right, by the way, winning it 4v5 in the last round. That's absolutely insane, and a little bit of choke also coming out of there by SRA, because it was a 3v2 hold of the B bomb site, and you don't lose the B bomb site, lads. You just don't. You're not supposed to be able to retake the B bomb site 2v3, especially when everyone's at full HP. So yeah, but I mean, I think this was one of the best games of Counter-Strike I've seen. It might have been a little slow at points, and yes, we had our technical issues and things like that, but it was quintessential Counter-Strike, because it was about momentum. It was just about, it's what CS to its core, right? It's about momentum. And there were mistakes made as well, which is what makes CS what it is, right? Because if you played the perfect game every time, you're never going to make a mistake, then you're always going to win a round. So there were mistakes made right in the start of the game, SRA wins the pistol round, but after that it throws the anti-eco in true Indian team's stature or whatever. It always happens, right? Indian teams can't play the anti-force buy well enough. And on the flip side, we had Portal Esports proving how to play, showcasing how to play an anti-eco, and after winning the pistol round on their in the second half, they played the anti-ecos really well, and they won both of them really easily. And it just goes to show there was so much, right? Even there was a round number 16, where Macho in the pistol round, in the second pistol round of the game, right? The round number 16, Macho was in the pit. It was a double pit setup, and PES, right? Portal Esports completely disregarded it. They had no clue that it was a possibility, and Macho got a double kill from there, but then Trans comes back with a 1v2 win and a clutch in that round as well, and it was just absolutely insane. There were so many close moments in this game that made it just that pushed this game towards overtime, and it was just it was simply coming back to that. It was a classic game of momentum.
So who do you think stands out the most in this game?
So according to me, I'm just looking at the stats right now as well. I'm not going to really award an MVP as such, but Trans really stands out, because he had that 4K, he had a 3K, and a couple of important clutches as well, and he wasn't the top fragger in his team. That was actually HSB and even Pokemon said 28. He had 26, but he had the most impact, I would say. And I've played against this lad Trans before as well, and those clutches that he pulls out of his ass sometimes, it just absolutely works, and he did it again in this game. And props to him, and props to Portal Esports for showcasing mental fortitude and actually being able to finish off that game and close it out 4v5.
Alrighty then, well, that sums up today's Counter-Strike Global Offensive game, which went into Portal Esports' favor. And all of this brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX, and Intel. And of course, brought to you, when I say brought to you, I mean presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL. I'm your host, Vagish Gotslebhan, and right now, on the other side, we have a Dota 2 game which is already underway, considering PES and SRA decided to take so much time. We thought, hey, why let Dota 2 peeps suffer? So when we come back from the game, you'll be taken directly into the game of Dota 2, so stick around.